guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time joining, hi, I'm Rizzy and you're tuned in to Real Talk with Rizzy. Now by the look of that title and thumbnail, of course you know what today's video is about. But before we get started, I need you guys to do 4 things for me. That is, like this video, give it a thumbs up, that will let me know that you appreciate my work. Comment down below in the comment box to let me know that you enjoyed watching this video. You can also catch some of my other videos that I've previously done on this channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course, so that you can be a part of my journey and keep up with my videos. Another way that you can do that is press the notification bell above. And the last thing, the 4th thing, is be blessed. So really fast, I'm going to attach some pictures or a quick little video of my first car that I bought at the age of 21. Now I'm super excited to be shooting this video for you guys. Personally, this is something that I have been waiting months and a few years for me to have my own car. I have a sibling, and since we've been both learned how to drive, we've both been sharing the same car. So finally, I have gotten the opportunity to have my very own car that I financed and paid for myself. And so in this video, I will be giving you tips on how I did that and my experience about it. So without further ado, stay tuned and we're gonna get right into the video. All right, so for the first tip that I think is very important while buying your first car is finding a guide online that helps you narrow down the best car for you. Now, when I was looking for a car, I wanted not only a decent brand car, but I also wanted a car with great history. I also wanted a great car with price range that fit my budget and that was going to last me a bit while, because personally I want to make this car last so that I will be, you know, well off for a couple of years. So I definitely had to look online to see what I could narrow down as far as brands. For my personal preference, I like the small hatchback cars. Now, if anyone doesn't know what kind of cars those are a kind of size up from your smart car. And if you don't know what a smart car is, that is a very tiny car. So a hatchback is like the second to smallest of a smart car, if that makes sense. So I was looking for a hatchback. The first car that I had, which I had, was a hatchback car, and so I knew that that's what I felt comfortable in, that's what I liked driving, and so I was pretty much looking for a better version of my car. I would look around online to see what the best brands or the best hatchbacks are in, you know, in America, or, you know, nearby or where you live. And I started off from there. So the next thing after that, I checked for things like safety, data on the car, like the cheapest versus the safest part of the cars, and I had to factor that in my search as well. So when I did that, I had to figure out how much I could afford in the car. Now with that part of the situation, you have to think about, do you want to pay for the car all yourself, or do you mind financing it, or do you mind putting down a down payment. You know, it just depends on what you're willing and able to do at the time. Personally, I'm kind of flip-flopped between a lot of different options when it comes to how much I could afford. Of course, I knew I didn't want to spend everything, but I knew I wanted a decent car. I know I deserved a decent car, and so that definitely played a factor in my car shopping. Start shopping around. Now there are a lot of car companies online that you can access cars from. Personally, me, I also had access to car dealerships that are around my house, or you know, that are in the city that I live in. And so to be able to go on the dealership or go on the site and actually see those cars, you know, in person, and you know, get behind the wheel and talk to a dealer and see about the maintenance of cars and the price and the different things and aspects of the cars were definitely helpful. That was definitely helpful. It just depends on, personally, I think it just depends on what type of car you're looking for. They have direct dealerships that you can go to, like buy the exact model, or you can go to you know, kind of different dealerships that have the same cars but aren't the main dealership, if that makes sense. Now, of course, with buying a car, you have to think about things like finances and money. Now, for me, I had to kind of reevaluate myself. I know during this pandemic, I've been online shopping a lot, rather than being Fashion Nova, Amazon, Pretty Little Things. You know, every other month or so, I found myself shopping. And so buying a car would definitely incur a commitment, rather than be for because you have to do a car note, or just because you need money for regular maintenance, you know, gas and oil changes and different things like that. Those are things that you would need money for. And so buying a car definitely made me kind of reevaluate things and make me want to save and remember to save. You know, I had a goal that I wanted to have a new car by the time I start school. Well, I start classes the 24th, which is next Monday. And so, of course, I reached my goal because I set a goal, I saved my money, and I looked forward to, you know, the incentive. And I feel like that brings me around, of course, to my next point, which is setting a time frame and setting a goal, planning. Have a plan of when you want to get your car. Like I said, I plan to have my car by the time I started school back again. And so I worked really hard this summer to save the money that I was getting. And I'm not saying that I didn't do any spending on myself or any spending in general, but I definitely didn't spend as much when I knew what I was, you know, what my all-time goal was. And so that brings me to my next tip that I used while buying a car, is to make a decision. Now, buying a car, if you don't know already, is extremely frustrating. Me and my dad and my family, we sat around the table for days and hours looking for a specific car, the perfect car for me. And it is definitely something that you don't want to rush. It's definitely something that you want to spend time on and take time on and time everything right, because this is something that you are making a commitment to. You know, it's not as easy as, you know, buying a dog from a shelter and being able to return it. You know, you're actually putting your name down, signing papers saying that I'm buying this car for this amount of money, and essentially, you know, it's my responsibility, of course, and I'm going to take care of it, and just a whole bunch of different commitments that you sign up to when you're buying a car. And so making a decision is definitely important. Some deals can be great, but you also don't want to rush anything, you know. And I can definitely say that during this during this situation, and during this these moments that I was looking for a car, I can definitely say that I kind of got blindsided a little bit by that. I definitely was so caught up in, you know, just getting the car that I sometimes forgot, you know, what I really needed to make sure to do, which was find the right car. And whatever wasn't for me, or whatever wasn't meant for me, then I wouldn't have it, you know. And so it definitely left me on some frustrated side someday, but I had to kind of, you know, collect my thoughts and collect my you know, what my goal was. I not only wanted to get a car, but I wanted to get a car that was quality and that I could see myself with long term, especially while I'm still in the stage of, you know, finishing school and starting my career, and, you know, still in those stages, while also just becoming a real adult. And so different things like that I definitely had to take into consideration, and that is why I was able to make up a decision so well. I think that the car that I got was definitely is definitely worth it. I'm definitely excited. I'm happy, definitely blessed. I'm excited about that. So far I don't regret any decision making about the car that I purchased. And which brings me to my last point, is to relax. Trust the process. You will get the car that's right for you. And so this is pretty much what I basically just said. Trust that if the car isn't for you, then, you know, you won't get it. Although you might want it, which that is definitely what happened to me. I saw a few cars that I really liked, and I even considered kind of going out of my price range for certain cars. But, you know, I had to kind of reevaluate things and say, you know, is this really what I want to do? Is this really the right car for me? So just think about those things. You'll get the car that's right for you. And I promise you, if you follow along with these steps and plan ahead, wait, and actually be patient with everything, then you too will find the car of your dreams, or, you know, the car that you've been waiting for, the car that you've been praying for or wanting for so long. You'll get it. You'll get it. So just don't get discouraged about things. I know that this can be frustrating, especially if, like me, you're kind of put on a time crunch. Like I said, I was wanting to get a car before I started going back to school, and so that can, maybe, you know, you're on a time crunch like that, or maybe you're moving and want a car. That can definitely be something that kind of stresses you out. But you just have to trust that everything will work out the way it's supposed to. and, you know, just believe in the process. And I believe that is all I have. So I know this video was kind of quick. I'm going to attach some more pictures and videos, if I have any, at the end of this. And I thank everyone for joining this video. Of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you haven't already, go watch my previous videos that I've uploaded and let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys are blessed, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, this is the tips that I used, and this is the strategies that I used to buy my very first car all by myself at the age of 21. And so, of course, this doesn't, you don't have to be 21 for this to apply to you, but you know, I'm 21, and so I bought my very first car by myself. So thank you. I think that's all for this video. And I hope to see you next Saturday on the next video. Bye.
These days, I'm letting God handle all things above me.